Well, I'm stopped yet again in traffic, and I just had an adrenaline rush experience. I am stopped in traffic because about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago now, there was an accident just a few cars ahead of me where my mom was. So we were at our vacation cabin cleaning it, and on our way home, she called me and was like, Jessica, there may be medical attention needed, so I'm just letting you know you need to slow down. There's an accident up here. There's a pole across the road, and there's a truck off the side of the road. I was like, okay. So I get to the backup of cars, pull my car over, and I run over. Granted, I'm in flip-flops and white shorts, and I run over and I look down the embankment, and there's a huge Ford truck on its side, probably like an F-250, F-350 on its side, and there's someone standing on top of it. There's a power line down, and it had just happened, and so I went down the hill. Like, for those of you who are from up here, we have up in the mountains in the Sugar Pine Miwok area, there's a ton of twisty turns, and there's a lot of like cliffs. Thank the Lord this wasn't a cliff, it was just a steep embankment. And so I went down and I checked out, like I made sure that everybody was okay. I'll be posting pictures later, but I made sure that everyone was okay, and it's a freaking miracle. These three men are totally fine. They had one of them had a scraped up elbow. But they're also dudes, and I'm a girl, right? And so they're like, I'm fine. I'm like, no, like, who hit their head? Anyone hit the steering wheel, and everyone was fine. But I got to talking with them, and this is a message that has been really heavy on my heart lately. I am in this field of helping people live their best life, and this is why. Because I was the one that was on the other side of that when I was younger. That's why I have such an appreciation for life, because mine was almost taken, and granted, they got lucky and nobody was hurt from today, but it was such a great reminder. To be honest with you, my mom and I were talking about this. There were so many little things before we left our cabin that where I was writing my post that I just posted, and so I sat in the driveway for a few minutes to do that, and she got a phone call and sat in the driveway, and we were planning on leaving a couple minutes earlier, but if we did that, we would have been right in the pathway of the truck coming the other direction that swerved, and we could have been involved. And there's so many times in life where we all escape death and we don't even know it. And because we don't know, we lose appreciation of the gift of life that we've been given, and we take it for granted. And when we take it for granted, we focus on the hardship, we focus on the lack, we focus on the inadequacies, we focus on the pain, we focus on what people's opinions of us, we focus on our struggles, we focus on like all the bad stuff. That's where our default for so many people is, instead of recognizing that I was made on purpose for a purpose. Literally, my life mission is to help people live their life fully, because why not? You literally only have one chance. And for a lot of people, that's cut short than like the 100-year lifespan or 80 years or whatever. And if you only have one chance, and if you have a choice of how to live that life, because you do. And this is why I love doing these videos, because I'm not looking any of you in the eyes, because it's hard to tell people that we love these things, because it's hard to swallow, and not everyone's ready for this message. But I can tell you all that you were made on purpose for a purpose, and if you're choosing to live in the victim mindset, because we all have shit that happens in our lives that we didn't want to happen. All of us, each and every one of you watching this video has had something happen in your life that you did not choose, that has changed the trajectory of your future. And for some of you, you're staying there, and you're staying in the victim mindset that this happened to me, and this is super shitty, and this is my life now, and it doesn't have to be that way. And And I don't know everybody's situation, but I know mine, and I know I've been knocked on my ass several times in my life, but that has made me appreciate it so much more than if I hadn't been. And so as much as so many, like, I wouldn't choose to have been hit by a truck when I was 11 and lose my dad from a medical malpractice case, but I can find gratitude in that because it's made me appreciate life at such a deeper level. And it's also made me realize that I have a choice of how I'm going to see that hardship in my life and how I'm going to react to it. And you have a choice in your life of how you're going to see your life obstacles, and whether you are going to be a victim of your circumstances or whether you're going to find a way to find power and purpose through that pain, and see if there's maybe other people out there who are struggling just like you are, but they need someone to step up and say, you know what? This doesn't define me. I was made for more than this low level of life. I was made for more, and I know that I was made for more. I may not know how to find the joy again. I may not know how to find the good, or how to find the purpose, or how to find the power of my story, but the idea, sounds good to me. That's what I do. A super good parent. You cannot be happy in life in any in the fullest capacity if you can't learn how to love yourself. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I mean it in like a confident way. Like, I was made on purpose for a purpose. And I may not know what that is yet, but I know that it's true. And this is where my faith grounds me. Like, I know God made me and has me on this planet still today because I need to scream this message from the mountaintops, because so many people are living beyond their potential, like way beyond their potential for happiness and impact in the world, because they refuse to take the difficult step of believing in themselves. And that's so sad to me. I've been there. Like, I've struggled in that area before. And not to say I don't have certain insecurities that come out. But this beyond exercise, beyond eating healthy, beyond all of that, like, this is the most powerful message that I will always share. That will be the foundation of what I do. Yes, I use Beachbody stuff, but the platform that it's given me to help so many people is what I'm so thankful for. And that's why I became a coach, to be honest with you, because I couldn't help as many people as I knew deep in my heart that needed to hear this message. If you're watching this, you need to hear this message. You were made on purpose for a purpose, and you may be living below your potential right now because of fear of failure, because of fear of success, because of fear of what other people will think of you, because you feel like you have to do what everyone else expects of you instead of paving your own way. You were given specific, unique passions and strengths and a story and circumstances, but you need to be true to your message and your calling? What if that was you in that accident today that I helped out in? And what if you weren't okay? If you died today, and I know this is morbid for some people, it makes you uncomfortable, but stay uncomfortable with me for a second. If you died today, what would people be saying about your legacy and your life and your impact that you've had in your life thus far? I think so many people wait. I'm gonna pull over. So many people wait for the right timing to do what they think they're made to do. Well, I'll wait till I have the money. I'll wait till I have the time. I'll wait to get healthy until I do this. I'll wait to go after my dreams until whatever the validation comes, but it's not going to come. Like you have to take life by the horns, and you have to follow that passion, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Not all of you watching this are going to live to be 130. And so why would you waste a moment? Don't wait for your wake-up call. And even if you right now are in your 90s and you're watching this, every day that you have breath, it's a gift. Every single day you have an opportunity to make a positive impact in the people around you. Just make people smile. Send a message to 3 friends and say, thank you for being you. I really appreciate you. Like, do your best to be the best version of yourself. And all of you who are in the same busy season of life that I am in, and you have all of these opportunities to do all of these things and responsibilities, and so many times we get bogged down with that. One of the biggest game-changing things that I've learned in this journey of growing my business and personal development has been the quest to be the best version of myself. Not a good version, but the best version. And then every day when I have opportunities that come my way, I make my decision of whether or not to do those good things based on if they are in alignment with the best version of myself. If there's so many good things I could be involved in, but it's going to take me away from the direct line towards where I really want to be, because up here is where I maximize my impact and my fulfillment, what I know that God made me to do. And so if I'm too busy doing all the good things, that's like taking me up here and down here and up here and down here, it's going to take me longer to get where God actually made me to be at. Hopefully that makes sense. And it's been something I talked with my husband about this weekend that was really, really powerful for him as well. As far as like our careers, right? He's in a unique career and there's different promotion opportunities, and it's like, well, what should I do? What's expected of me? Well, really, what do I want out of my life? Like, what's the best version of my life? What does that look like? Now I need to make this decision based off of that. And all of this goes into this message of who cares? Like, screw the opinions of others. I know that's easier said than done, but you have to be true to yourself. Like, please be true to yourself, because we were not all made to do the same thing. We were all made with different unique gifts and passions and desires and strengths. And if everyone operated in those strengths, and if everyone was confident, we would immediately eradicate suicide, murder, like all of these horrible things that our world is plagued with. If everyone was operating in their strengths and everyone chose to believe in themselves and be confident in who they were made to be, marriages would be restored. We would have kids growing up learning how to believe in themselves instead of tearing themselves down and looking for fulfillment in other areas that's destroying them at a young age. So my question to you is, if that was you in the accident and if you weren't okay, would you be okay with the impact that you've made? Would you be okay with the decisions that you've made? Would you be okay with your relationships? Could you say, you know what, I truly have been living my best life, and it's my time, it sucks, but everyone around me is better because of the life that I lived. That's what I want. That's what I want my legacy to be. Please share it, because I think this message, it needs to be out there. And if you need accountability, and this is not a